Welcome everybody to Gaming for Immersion, and I'm about to launch another campaign here. So for anyone who's not familiar with campaigns, what I ordinarily do is I try to play thematically, and I also find that I really enjoy games like this a lot more if I'm taking my time and not trying to rush through them. Not trying to min-max and things like that, not trying to cheese the AI. So I will still be doing most of that, but one thing that I usually do in my campaigns is I use a bunch of mods that try to slow down the campaign to make it much less of a sort of a steamroll as early as possible and the game be over. You know, within a few dozen turns, which so often happens in vanilla Warhammer. I'm not going to use all of them. I'm going to use some of them in this particular campaign, and I'm going to explain why for a second. So I hope you'll bear with me for a minute here. But I'll put a timestamp into the actual start of the campaign for anybody who's not interested in listening to this rationale. But basically, I am pretty much inexperienced here with the Chaos Dwarfs, and normally when I start playing a new faction, then I usually actually just go ahead and play them more or less on vanilla so that I can kind of learn how they play in vanilla as sort of like a baseline before I then start to apply some mods to them. So Chaos Dwarfs, since I have very little experience with them, that's sort of my instinct is to play vanilla. However, at this point there are some basic mods that I kind of feel like I can't live without anymore. I shouldn't say I can't live without them. Like, I have the Festus campaign, which is pure vanilla, but there's a few that really don't alter the pacing of the campaign very much. They just add a little bit of value, and so I'm going to go ahead and be using those in this particular campaign. And real quick, the ones off the top of my head that I'm thinking about, you'll notice right away that I've got the Victory Conditions Overhaul mod loaded in right now. I don't remember exactly what they are for Astragoth, who I'm going to be playing here. I don't remember what the Victory Conditions overall are, but I'm sure they'll be a little bit interesting and, like I said, a little bit thematic. So I kind of like the feel of those. That mod, as far as I'm concerned, just kind of really adds a lot of value while still being, you know, not really affecting the basic mechanics of the game. I also, at the same time, I'm using the Legendary Lore mod because I like learning the lore in Warhammer. I think it's pretty compelling stuff, and since I haven't read any of the books and I didn't play the tabletop, then there's a lot of the lore that's kind of foreign to me, so it's a good way for me to learn it. And then the other thing is I'm still using the Wounded Leaders Matter mods, which is Wounded Leaders Matter, the basic one, and then there's like an updated version that somebody else added since the old one hasn't been updated. But anyway, those I just think again add really good value for not all that much in terms of modifying the mechanics of the game. It's just that basically you're losing your lord is something that you don't want to do, and if you do suffer it, then your faction actually has significant downside while your lord is off the map. So anyway, that being said, obviously I just mentioned I'm going to go ahead and dive in with here with Astragoth. So bonus to our research rate, got a little bit of conclave influence bonus, got +2 control for all provinces. That will be good for us since we're playing on legendary. Mechanical overdrive here, so this is kind of kind of makes him a little bit more of a melee combatant. Casualty replenishment rate is going to be, ordinarily this is like fantastic for us because we generally use the mod that reduces casualty replenishment rate, but in this particular campaign, like I said, I'm sticking closer to vanilla, and so I'm not using that one, so this is a little bit less of a big deal, but it's obviously still nice. And then we have the ward save for the Bull Centaur renders, so I will be trying to stay thematic and use as many of them as possible. The campaign settings are pretty normal for us. This is kind of just what I leave on as the default all the time. So let's go ahead and jump in. All right, pretty pretty flavorful, these guys. Like I said, I don't really know the lore around them all that well, but I really do dig their theme. Okay, so we start out obviously with Astragoth. Now, when I say you know, that I'm not terribly familiar with the Chaos Dwarfs, I've played them far enough to just basically get an understanding of the general mechanics of how they have these raw materials that they have to, well, they have the labor pool, obviously. Their buildings require a certain amount of labor, so you want to make sure that you're fighting lots of battles and getting in lots of new slaves, because the more buildings you build, the more you're going to be using this labor to convert into raw materials. And then, of course, raw materials get converted into, I forget what they're called now. I guess it's called armaments. Yeah, so what I understand the basic mechanics. What I do not have a feel for at this point is the sort of the proper balance of those things. So that'll be interesting to try to learn on the fly here. And Astragoth himself, I don't really know all that much about how to maximize his strength. So this is probably not going to be an extremely efficient campaign, but they do feel reasonably powerful. I like some of their units a lot. I really love the blunderbusses. So anyway, I'm looking forward to digging in, but this is obviously not going to be the campaign that you're going to want to follow if you're looking for a guide to how best to play these guys, because I'm certainly not going to be providing that. Okay, bully, unit mass, and hit points, that's fine. It's fine. It's not super, but it's fine. Alright, so Astragoth, unfortunately, we're losing winds of magic every turn. Not super happy about that, but... Ooh, hello. You've got black orcs down here. Alright, well, we'll do the best we can. We can't obviously recruit in any additional units just yet, so we'll fight it with our basic army right here. A little bit surprised that we didn't get a... Oh, yeah, we did. I just clicked off of it before I even bothered to read it, and it didn't get pinned. Engage the enemy, yeah. Don't know why it decides to sometimes pin your objectives down here and sometimes not. Okay, anyway. Alright, let's go ahead and fight it. I don't see any reason to hold off. Close victory, okay. So we've got, other than those black orcs and the Lord, not really anything too much worth worrying about. We can counter their wolf riders fairly easily, I think, with our own cavalry. And then we'll just try to pin everybody else in place, and obviously we're going to want to use our blunderbusses against their melee infantry as much as possible. So we'll do that. Maybe even get Astragoth to stand in front of our blunderbusses and tank the black orcs long enough to give our blunderbusses time to shoot them up. Alright, start deployment. Let me just identify where his black orcs are. They're right there. Okay, like I said, we're going to put you in the front. We're going to get the blunderbusses here behind you. We're going to get the black orcs, I'm sorry, the Chaos Dwarfs. Why did I call them black orcs? Over here. Let's get you over here and you beside him. And then you kind of over here. And then we want you two to be our cav. And you guys are going to go against the Goblin Wolf Riders. Start battle. Are they going to come towards us at all? Probably not. We do want to make sure that our blunderbusses have line of sight without a ridgeline in the way. They do have those goblin archers, but I think once I start using magic, that will still draw the enemy in towards us. We don't have tons of winds of magic, but we've got enough. Let's go ahead and get you on one. Alright, everybody in position here. Looks like their goblin archers and our blunderbusses have roughly the same distance. The same range, I should say. Okay. Let's go ahead and use Burning Wrath. It's a range of 300. Let's go ahead and hit... Let's go ahead and hit you guys with it. Let's see how this does. Not a ton of damage, but it killed 5 of them. It has kind of an impressive spell effect, that's for sure. If they're just going to stay there, we'll keep hitting them a couple times. Actually, let's see how it goes against the Black Orcs now. Well, I killed 3 of them actually. That's pretty good. Killing 3 of them is better than killing 5 of them. So we'll just keep doing that until they start coming towards us here. Up, here they come, okay. Alright, nicely done. Now, you guys are... You are hidden. So we're gonna get you charging in here. You guys go ahead and start doing this. You over here like so. You move forward a bit. You guys definitely, I want you shooting. Okay, actually, scratch that. You guys shoot him. Alright, pull back, pull back. You got the Black Orcs there. You got the Black Orcs. You've slowed them down, so that's cool. And you guys go ahead and hit them. You can go ahead. Actually, you charge in here. You guys hit them there. Okay, you, Astragoth, go ahead and hit him, and go ahead and buff them. And then go ahead and cast that. Okay, you guys get to hold. Okay, you hit them. Actually, you hit them. Blunderbuss. Okay, Astragoth, what are you doing, my man? I sent you in on the enemy lord. Thank you. Okay, guys, shoot the enemy lord to pieces here. Astragoth, you got a few more seconds here before you can... Okay, let's go ahead and get you hitting them from behind. You there, okay. Alright, you guys are wrecking those goblin archers, that's good. Okay, we're shooting the enemy lord to pieces now. Astragoth, you go ahead and get moving up this way. Blunderbuss is going to finish him off pretty quickly, I would think. Let's go ahead. Yep, dead. You guys get on those Black Orcs. You guys just run them off the map. We should have everybody here. Well, actually, you take out them. Okay. Okay, nope. Get away from the Black Orcs. Get away from the Black Orcs. The Black Orcs. We do not want destroying our cavalry. These hobgoblins, what a surprise, are not even hobgoblins, goblin laborers. Our goblin laborers weren't able to take on a unit of Black Orc. What's the world coming to? Okay, there we go. We've already killed the Lord. I don't really see any reason to continue the battle. End battle. Fairly straightforward. The Black Orcs are the only tricky part of that fight. Well, and the Orc war boss. Again, for anyone new, I don't use, like, I try not to abuse the AI. I don't like exploiting the game. I don't really like using cheese tactics. I understand why people do it. I don't mean to be criticizing anybody. Obviously, people who do that can be much more effective at the game than I am. But to me, it's kind of immersion breaking and less fun to try to abuse the AI, so I stay away from things like that. I like fighting big set-piece battles. That one wasn't exactly a big set-piece battle, but I like having, you know, a front line, using hammer and anvil tactics, having flankers trying to get, move around the sides, have your missile units, as a backline, things like that. I don't know. That's just more appealing to me to fight battles that way. Okay, Forbidden Rod, yeah, we'll take it. A little bit of labor, a little bit of treasury, a little bit of army replenishment. Well, the only things that really took any casualties are our orc and goblin laborers, which we don't really care too much about. They are chaff as far as I'm concerned. In fact, they might even be expendable. I'll have to look to see if they are. So we'll take the labor. More labor is always welcome. And take the treasury there. Okay, very good. Rank gained, Astragoth, very good. We'll always love to see that. It's really too bad that the Duke's Damned Nations, I almost always take Route Marcher first of all. It's really too bad that Duke's Damned Nations starts your lords out at level 12 with so many skill points, because there's so many other mechanics in it that I really love, and I was actually quite tempted to try out this Chaos Dwarfs campaign with using that overhaul. But yeah, I just don't like starting. I didn't want to, for my first Astragoth campaign, I didn't want to start him out with half of these skills already filled in, so. Alright, it is what it is. Let's go ahead and... Oh, I know what I wanted to do. I forgot to do this right away. I wanted to look at our victory conditions here. So, we've got Route 1 beneath the steel sky, through Astragoth's petrification, though Astragoth's petrification threatens to consume him completely, he refuses to succumb until the entirety of the Dark Lands bends to his will. Gathering his disciples, he sallies forth from Zorn Uzkul. Okay. Is that the name of this? Okay, that is this province. Alright, that makes sense. Okay, so maintain control of the following 7 provinces. Zorn Uzkul itself, Plains of Zar. Okay, we'll get there. The Blasted Wastes. Let me zoom out a little bit so we can get a better feel for how far away things are. The Wolflands. Okay, so this is going to have us moving south. The Howling Wastes. It's going to have us moving way south. The Desolation of Asgoth. And the Plain of Bones. Alright, so pretty much everything southward. And if we do that, we get the Curse Denied, hit points, hero capacity for Demon Smith Sorcerers. That sounds pretty good. And miscast base chance reduction. Okay. And Blood Rune Bracers. So, cooldown buff, hit points, spell resistance, and Master of Fates, leadership and melee defense. Okay, for 55 meter effect range, that's pretty good. Definitely pretty good. Okay, Route 2, that's if we want to go south. The Greenskins' numbers have grown out of control and now threaten to overwhelm the sparsely populated lands of the Dowie Tsar. Astragoth musters his disciples and awakens his demonic constructs. Let the culling begin. So, destroy Grimgore, Bone Rattlers, and Crooked Moon. Okay, so Skarsnik and Grimgore. That'll be tricky, but we may end up being at war with them anyway. An old foe returns. A dilemma will offer a choice between powerful rewards. And then finally, Route 3 here, Hashut wakes. One day Hashut shall rise from his slumber and trample the world beneath his brazen hooves. The dead shall outnumber the living, and those that remain shall be dragged in chains to the pits of Zar to toil for the greater glory of Hashut, and all will be blessed darkness. Control at least 4 of the following regions, either by direct ownership or through vassals and military allies. So we got Karat Kadrin, okay, so Ungrim. Kislev, okay, that's interesting. Hell Pit, so yeah, Throt. Castle Drakenhof, okay, so Sylvania. Altdorf, okay, Reichland. Fildorf. This is, this used to be, was Fildorf where, Balthazar used to start? But I don't think he starts there anymore, does he? Anyway, Griffinwood and Brasskeep. So Festus, okay. Alright, well that's obviously going to be a very challenging route to take. Okay. And also capture 5,000 battle captives. I have to assume that that would be the easiest part of this to complete. Rush construction labor cost minus 15%, construction cost minus 25% for factory settlement buildings, and construction time minus 25. That couldn't be turns. I don't understand that construction time minus 25. All right, anyway, writ of iron. So labor cost for all, okay. Okay, so construction cost and construction time. Yeah, okay, he just left out the percentage. I see. So construction time minus 25% for factories, and this is for all buildings. Locally, okay. So all buildings locally and factories everywhere. Gotcha. Okay. All right, well, it looks to me like we got different choices here. If any of you have any preferences as to which route you think we should try to take for this campaign, please feel free to comment below, and I will certainly take those into consideration. Anyway, we still have a little bit of movement left here. We've got Great Skull Lakes. This is going to be an easier fight, I would think, because there's no Black Orcs or Lord to deal with. So one other thing for anybody new to my campaigns, obviously this is one that you could easily auto-resolve, even though we would lose some goblin laborers. Who cares? However, I pretty much never auto-resolve. Well, I shouldn't say never. Okay, I only do auto-resolves in the most ridiculously one-sided of circumstances, because I find that I actually get bored of these the Warhammer campaigns much quicker when it's just turned into a strategic game. So I like fighting the battles, even ones that seem fairly lopsided. There are times where I accidentally screw things up and lose more than I should. I have been known to lose entire battles that I really thought I should win. Let's get everybody moving forward a little bit here. We'll do the same thing if they're not going to move towards us. I will just go ahead and use the magic until I draw them in. We do, however, need to make sure, as much as I love these blunderbusses, you have to make sure that they are positioned in such a way that they have a good line of sight on the enemy, or else they just won't fire. That is one of my issues with Warhammer 3. I wouldn't exactly call it pathfinding, but your direct fire units, unlike your quarrelers can shoot over things, your crossbowmen can shoot over things, but your gunpowder units are a lot more finicky as to whether or not they're actually going to shoot. Let's go ahead and start moving you guys forward a little bit. You can go ahead and start blasting. I guess we'll hit their... We'll hit them. I think these guys are orc boys. No, they're not orc boys. They are goblins. Well, that's a waste. I shouldn't be shooting the goblins. You guys just basically be in a position to screen the blunderbusses. You guys are poised to hit those wolf riders. Let's go ahead and speed up. Let's go ahead and launch here at the orc boys. Speed up again. Okay, I think they're going to start coming towards us. Sure enough, this is exactly what happened in the last battle, right before I launched the third one. You guys start heading this way. You're going to hit these archers. You guys can actually go ahead and hit them. You go ahead and hit them. You go ahead and hit them from behind. Okay. You go ahead and buff them. And then you can charge into them. You guys hit them, hit them, hit them. Okay. Hobgoblins here. Look at those blunderbusses do their thing. Oh my goodness, that is impressive. Alright, let's go ahead and hit them if we can. Never mind, we can't. We're stuck in melee. Alright, you guys. Alright, what we really need to do now is get rid of the archers over here. We want you two, as much as possible, to take out the... Here, let's kind of pull you guys back so you guys have a better shot. Take out those goblin archers. Okay, Astragoth, I need to get you involved here, don't I? Okay, take out the orc boys. Take out the goblin archers. Oh, you guys. Actually, I can get you and the goblin archers. Take out the orc boys as well. Just want to basically keep these guys from getting shot by our own troops. Alright, I think at this point that should pretty much do it. Yep. Alright. No lords to kill in battle. Not going to take very long to get a lot of ranks for our blunderbusses, that's for sure. Alright, Biting Blade. Yeah, we'll take it. Why not? And a little bit more labor. Okay. Let's go ahead and occupy. Ooh, okay, so we have the choice here. Occupy as an outpost. This is mining, this is more for raw materials, and this is a factory, which is better for armaments. It seems to me like we would want to put the egg before the chicken in this case, and get ourselves more raw materials for starters before we worry about the factories. So let's go ahead and... Okay, we got ourselves some legendary lore here, so... Overseers, warriors who rise through the hierarchy of the Chaos Dwarf society will eventually attain the station of Overseer. Such a title holds a daunting level of responsibility as the Overseer is directly responsible for the output of the laborers under his charge. Though many Overseers manage only a single factory, mine, or labor camp, those of more renown can have dozens of such sites under their care. Slave revolts are a frequent occurrence, and over their long lives, Overseers will have put down dozens, if not hundreds, of such uprisings. Some Overseers lead convoys sent out from Tsar Nagrund either to trade dark-forged armor and armaments or to raid settlements for fresh laborers. Others brave the chaos wastes, seeking out daemons to imprison and bring to the daemonsmiths, who conduct dread rituals to bind them within iron constructs or handheld weaponry. Okay, that's interesting. I did not know that about the Chaos Dwarfs. Often, the Conclave directs Overseers to muster armies for war. In these situations, the Overseer will leave his production sites to a subordinate and take the bulk of the hardiest laborers, usually greenskins, to serve as cannon fodder. That's kind of what I'm using mine for. The clanking of their chains is often the first warning the enemy has of an imminent Chaos Dwarf invasion. Very interesting. Okay. Settlement occupied. Factions encountered. Ranks gained. Equipment gained. Battle reports. Okay. Let's go ahead and spin our camera around. Alright, so let's see here. Let's go ahead and give you... Let me just really quickly take a look at the blue line. Ambush success chance and chance of intercepting. That's pretty good. Don't know if it should be the highest priority, however. This is very good if I were using the casualty replenishment reduction mod, which we are not. So it's still good, but it's a little bit less vital. Control there, and just basic increasing loot. Okay, we do want to increase our Chaos Dwarfs, but we have very few of them at the beginning, so I'm not going to prioritize this. I think we'll take magic. Always good to improve your magic here at the beginning. And then Zorak, you are going to be a battle agent as opposed to a field agent. A battle hero as opposed to a field agent. Okay, Biting Blade. Your armor piercing by default is 320. Yours is 355. I'm going to give the Biting Blade to him because he's always going to be in melee, whereas Astragoth will not always be in melee. He will sometimes be casting spells. Technology. Okay, we got Stronghold Syndrome, Upkeep, and Melee Attack for Laborers. Well, since we're going to have a lot of these in the early going, that's pretty high priority. The Call to War. Okay, this is going to be pretty good, but we don't have that many Chaos Dwarfs in the beginning, whereas we're going to be relying very heavily on Laborers in the very beginning. So we'll do that one a little bit later. Sorcery, Tallest Towers, Control, and Campaign Line of Sight. That's still good, and obviously we have no choice but to take it if we want to take anything else. And then finally, Industry. We have Labor Quotas, Labor Gain Post-Battle, plus 5%, Merchant Guilds. All right. I've changed my mind from the military. This is actually plus 5% labor. We're going to need all the labor we can get our hands on. We already know that. So you want to take that as early as possible, it would seem to me. We've got this, this is a landmark, right? Yes, it is, okay. Landmark. Income, raw materials, workload, armaments. Okay, so this gives us a little bit of everything except for labor. So we need to be careful with our labor. Unlocks hero recruitment for Bull Centaur. Toruk. Okay. Well, we're already 1 out of 1 on those. However, it does also unlock the recruitment of Bull Centaur Renders and Great Taurus. So, time to take a look here at our recruiting. We obviously want everything good that we can. Now, this is almost like tabletop caps here. We've got, or like Tomb Kings, I guess is more like it. We've got the maximum capacity for some of these units, so we obviously want to maximize those, and then we'll just take Orc Laborers to you know, fill out the rest of our army here. Okay, so once we have recruited in the Great Taurus and the Bull Centaur Renders, we might even want to demolish this building, but probably not, because we are going to want to get, you know, get that added up to level 4 eventually. Okay, meanwhile we've got this, which obviously we can't build yet. We can't build that landmark yet. We could do this. This allows us to do hobgoblins, but really much better off building this. Where is it? Right here. Building this in a minor settlement. Okay, so here we go. Lord recruit rank, hero recruit rank, casualty replenishment rate, all pretty good. Income generated. This is probably what I'm going to prioritize. Control and campaign movement range. That's also quite good. And then further benefits once we have industrial security researched. Industrial security. Right there. Okay, so that's going to take us a little while. And then finally we could also build a garrison here. Or this. This is a army ability Dreadquake Battery. All armies in local and adjacent regions. So this is a bombardment spell. That seems to me like it's useful, but it's a nice to have as opposed to being a high priority or a necessity. Let's go with income. I almost always prioritize economic buildings until I have a sense for how my money situation is going to be. Here we've got... I don't think we've got... Oh, okay. This is actually interesting. if I were to build this, which I could do, I'm not going to have enough money left over to build anything else. This reduces recruitment costs for that unit, which is nice to have, but not a priority. This is going to give us a little bit of a garrison. That's also going to be very important in this campaign, I think, but yeah, I'm going to go ahead and level it up. And then we'll build this building. The reason I'm holding off on building one of these buildings is because I want to see what objectives pop up down here. And it might basically tell us which one of these buildings to build. That's my hope anyway. You'll notice that I am also using, I forgot about this. This is actually kind of more by accident. I forgot to turn off the seasons and holidays, so that's fine. That's going to be adding just a little bit of flavor. It's not too dramatic, but yeah, there are going to be seasons in this campaign as well. Oh, and I just realized, I think along with this one, I also left the Torture Climate building turned on, mod turned on. So here, if we look at the torch building, I guess maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't have that turned on. Okay. Alright, never mind. False alarm. Let's go ahead and take a look here at our diplomacy.
Bloodthirsty.
Alright. Not too much going on. We're not far away from being able to make friends with the Skaven if we really want to, but I doubt if we will want to. The Hellforge, of course, not really anything to do here because we don't have the armaments for it yet, but I'm looking forward to that. And, yeah, let's go ahead and end our first turn here. Alright, not a whole lot going on over that end turn. Okay, more labor must be found to feed the forges. Fight 3 battles. Okay, yep, alright. So we've got some flavor text here. I'm not going to read all of these out like I did in the last turn, out loud I should say, because there's so many of them and I don't want to bore everybody to tears. But we have Master of the Conclave, the Curse of Stone. Okay, very interesting. I will probably read that off camera, let's say. The Sons of Hashut, Great Tauruses, got some information about them. Massive bulls with wings like dragons, okay. The Sons of Hashut, orc laborers. Orcs recruited or captured from tribes, okay. Used as slaves, yeah, okay. Alright, so just those 3. But that's what the legendary lore mod adds, and I quite like it. I like learning about the lore. Okay, labors of war, fight the 3 battles, and then here we go. So construct a building from the mine chain in an outpost settlement to produce raw materials. That's why I held off on doing this, because I want to make sure I build the right building here. Here we go. This is the mine. Boom. Done. You, meanwhile, if I wanted to recruit anymore, I've already maximized all of the good units, so I definitely don't want to sit around and continue doing nothing except recruiting more laborers. So instead, we're going to take a look at this. Now, this is interesting. This is a garrison of 14. There is an army there of just size 1, it looks like, so it's probably just a lord. So we're looking at a size 15 defense, which we can't see exactly what the garrison is yet. But I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do this assuming that we've got better units. Close victory, very interesting. Yeah, we've got better units. It's got a lot of goblins. The orc boys and the orc archers are decent. They outnumber us, but we've got quality on our side. Now, this Great Taurus, I want to kind of learn what it's good at. Armor-piercing melee causes terror, flaming attacks. Okay, so that's good. It is armor-piercing, but not anti-infantry. These guys are more anti-infantry. So, what's that scaly skin do? Okay, missile resistance. That's good. Alright, and then you are anti-large. Okay, so they have no large units at all. We'll make sure that we get our renders on Orc Boys. Probably the Great Taurus. We'll try to get them probably into their back line. Alright, let's go ahead and, first of all, let me make sure that this is just going to be a settlement or a field battle. No, it's a settlement battle. Okay. Alright, good to know. Well, there's lots of ways in, but that does change things. Fight battle. Alright. Let me think about how best to do this. This is a different layout than I'm used to for the greenskins, or at least I don't recognize it. Okay, start deployment. Alright, so we've got a couple of ingresses here. We could come in through 4 different avenues here. First of all, let's get our cav on our land cav. Let's get you here, but then I can swing you around and take you in from a different direction. You are flying cav. Alright. Astragoth himself plus you got here. Let's get you on 1. You guys are on 2. And I think what we want to do, let's have you come in this way. You come in this way. No, come in this way. Now my really crappy, badly damaged laborers, I want to get you guys over here to draw some of them over to these other turn you so you're facing the right way. There we go. To these other, they're either going to have to put some units down here, or we can run in and grab victory points with those beat up units. I don't care if we lose any of them. And then finally we'll put you at, use you as a part of number 2 as well. And you can be right here. Now my 5s, I'm going to run them around over here. Astragoth, let's go ahead and get you here. You can probably blast whatever they have defending over here. And, oh yeah, you guys. Let's figure out what we want to do with you. Okay, I've changed my mind. You are now going over here. You are now going over here. Astragoth, you are right here. And these guys are right behind you. And I will shoot to pieces anybody who tries to stop us right here. I'm going to move these guys right here to make it seem like we're coming in this way, in order to get more of their units right here for our blunderbusses to shoot to pieces. Hopefully. Okay, start battle, move forward. Okay, what are they doing? They actually didn't fall for it. Very interesting. Alright, well, let's go ahead and get Astragoth here. You guys behind him. Let's go ahead and get you moving forward. Let's go ahead and get you moving forward. Let's go ahead and get you moving forward. Up here. Well, I don't see any units right now, so all you get up that way. And then finally, let's wait for them to start committing. Okay, let's go ahead and move our land cav around like that. You guys get ready to just... You could probably get in on those goblin archers. Make short work of them. You guys need to get right here, and you can shoot those orc boys to pieces. Astragoth, you can go ahead and blast them. Okay, you... Let's get you moving over here. You, let's get you moving up this way. You guys, let's get you guys right here. Okay. Astragoth, move forward. Blunderbusses. Okay, we're gonna move you guys around like this. Okay, let's go ahead and charge into them. They're just archers. Okay, where's my 6? You're about to get hit by everybody else. I'm gonna find out how strong you are. You keep going. You go ahead and engage them up there. We're actually going to be able to take that. Now my 5s, you guys get up here and take that. Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and buff yourself. Engage those guys. Alright, how are you doing? You're taking a little bit of damage, and you didn't really destroy them as quickly as I was hoping, so you can go ahead and shoot in. You're going to end up shooting some of our own troops, so I actually want to narrow our line here. You can now go ahead and hit yeah, this is... We need to get you like this. We need to get you kind of back here so that you're not... Okay, Astragoth, you're doing just fine. So that's good. Let's go ahead and buff you again. Meanwhile, you guys should be making pretty short work of those orc boys. You guys... Okay, get in on them now. You guys run back. Now we're hitting them from the side. How are you doing here? You go ahead and engage them. Have we taken this yet? Nope, not quite yet. Okay, I need you now on them. Okay, we're taking too much damage here from our blunderbusses. Astragoth. I guess you're not going to be able to do it while you're in melee. Alright. Oops. Not you. Forgot about you. Oh, you're engaged in combat. Okay. You can keep fighting them. That's fine. No, actually, that's not fine. We need to get you away from those towers. How we doing here? Yeah, we're winning there. That's good. You are wrecking them. That's good. You can now get back up here. Okay. Alright, Astragoth, you're doing fine. Keep buffing yourself. You guys are not doing super well. You guys are doing just fine. You guys can now start moving up this way. Just stay on them for now. Okay, up here, you're holding your own. We've taken that. Let's see if we can get these guys around behind them. Okay, if you guys have taken that, that's good. Let's see if we can get you up there. Okay, you are doing okay. You keep shooting them. Astragoth, you are doing just fine here. Pretty decent tanking. I don't want to cause damage to self. Why are you moving? Okay, just shoot, just shoot. Okay, you're getting hit by them. That's bad. That is bad. We don't want... Here, get there so they can't shoot you quite as easily. You're losing over here, so that's good to know. Alright, we need you to be doing more damage than this. We really do. Okay, how's our 5s doing here? Oh, yeah, take him out. Alright, let's keep buffing yourself. Okay. Well, it looks like we might lose these guys. I still plan to win the battle, but if we do lose those Chaos Warriors, then it's okay, because we can just re-recruit them. You, however, you're taking a lot more damage than I'm comfortable with. Let's see if we can get you shooting back at them. Astragoth, you get in there on them now. Actually do this. Boom, hit them with a spell. Now get in on them. Okay. How we doing here? Doing okay, but you're fighting those goblins. Okay, yeah, this is good. Shoot them to pieces. Alright, you're doing okay. You're still kinda hanging in there. You are chasing a unit that I didn't want you chasing, so that was my mistake. You guys try to head towards the middle here. You guys kind of got defeated, it looks like. However, here we should be... Where's his... Why did we stop fighting here? I guess we got sidetracked by his lord and then killed it, maybe, or maybe he ran away, but either way we ended up not doing anything useful. Okay, you guys head towards the middle. Alright, at this point you look like you're doing okay. Nope, shoot them. They're coming back into the fight. Astragoth, you keep chasing them for now, that's fine. You guys... Are they shattered? They're shattered. Take that. Alright. You guys... Hopefully you'll survive. You guys are slow. You guys are moving in. Alright. Kind of taking the long way here, aren't we? You see if you can help out over here. You are... Yeah, you'll be of value up there. Okay, these shoot at... Come around like this. You can actually help kill these guys. Well, there we go. Never mind. Alright, we did not lose our Chaos Dwarfs. That's good. I don't think there's any reason to keep fighting. Yeah, settlement battles, definitely, obviously, a lot trickier than field battles. Particularly when you're outnumbered and half of your army is laborers. We did kill the enemy lord, so that's good. That'll give us a little bit more in the way of loot. Okay, our great Taurus here, he didn't seem like he was doing as much damage as I might have expected from him, but it turns out he did kill 190 enemy and did almost 7,000 points of damage. However, look at Astragoth. Astragoth, almost 14,000. And our blunderbusses, 14,000, almost 16,000. Yeah, these guys rock. He did only 3,200. These guys only 3,600. Okay. Alright, decent rewards. But obviously, most importantly, is we took the settlement. Let's occupy this one as a factory, so we'll now have one outpost and one factory. And we got another Forbidden Rod. I feel like we already had one of those, and I never used them. Province secured, faction destroyed. It's a good place, I think, to start wrapping up this first episode. Got a few more ranks here. Okay, let's go ahead and spin our camera around. I think I will go ahead and do the next end turn in this episode. So let's go ahead and take a look here. Killing fire. DPS to enemies within 55. Well, that's awesome. Wow, that's really nice. Okay. Then we'll also do Kindle Flame as well. Kindle Flame's good. You can have hard to hit, I think. Yeah, get your melee defense up. Okay. Oh, you got another one, so let's give you even more hard to hit. You're harder to hit now. And obviously we're going to just recruit in some more. Ooh, hello. This is good. Okay, so we want to get... What, wait a minute. Do we have the Hobgoblin building built here? We do. Okay, that's good. Yeah. So actually, we'd rather have that than these guys than laborers. So let's go ahead and get some... We need a bigger front line. So for starters, we're going to go ahead and build these. I probably will end up getting rid of at least the goblin laborers, but maybe also the orc laborers, because the hobgoblins are better. The hobgoblin cutthroats are better melee attack and defense. They're better at everything, I think, than the orc laborers are. So yeah, I'm not gonna get rid of them just yet, but I probably will next turn or two. Okay. Meanwhile, you're being built, you're being built, you're being built. I'm gonna obviously keep that building here for now. I didn't even check what our modifiers are for this season, late winter. Got a growth. We have Witching Day going on, so we have +5 control, but we have vampiric corruption. Okay, very interesting. That even with the +5, the +5 control for the holiday, there we're still losing 20 per turn. That's obviously going to be a big issue. Now we could do this. We could set an example to boost our control, +10 for 5 turns. However, that burns 200 worker or 200 labor. And once this is built, our workload is +300. Our workload is going to go from 100 to 400. So man, we're going to be burning through laborers very, very quickly. So what we really need, obviously, is another enemy. That's obviously going to be highly important. There are more greenskins, including Grimgore and the Bone Rattlers, which we already know if we wanted to do route number 2 of our victory conditions, that would mean fighting these guys and wiping them out. So that's definitely a consideration. That's an option. Let's go ahead and do our commandment here. Control... Higher quotas. This is armaments. Well, we're not building any armaments just yet. Recruit rank and recruitment cost, and then rush construction. Labor cost, construction cost. Okay. I think right now I need to prioritize control. Unless actually, you know what? Scratch that. I might allow there to be... Let's do recruitment cost. I might allow a rebellion to happen here so that we can destroy them for some more labor. And then in terms of our next enemy, we've got more Chaos Dwarfs down here. Do they like us? Yeah, actually they do, okay. Actually, let me do this. Let me check diplomacy overall. Quick deals.
Skaven warlord. Your will?
That's interesting. They like us, but do we already have some kind of an agreement with them? Oh yeah, we do. Alright, we've already got agreements with them. Yeah, trade and non-aggression pact and military access. Somehow I didn't even bother to look for that earlier. Alright, so it's really going to be the greenskins. They all hate us. Much more so than anybody else. So it's really looking likely that we should fight the greenskins next. So we've got Grimgore, Bone Rattlers. Let's identify them and the Drippin' Fangs. So the Drippin' Fangs are a strong possibility. Up here we've got the Bone Rattlers. That's Azhag, right? Azhag, indeed, okay. And then Grimgore... Let me get my bearings. Where Grimgore is... Oh, that's the Tusk Sons. There's Grimgor right there, okay. Alright, so they are not really on our border right now of everybody. These are the guys that are on our border. No, they're not. My mistake. These are the guys. No, that's us. Michael, get your head screwed on straight. Okay, yeah, they seem a little bit far away, but they're actually on our border. So that might be where we would want to head next. Alright, well anyway, we'll figure all that out. Ooh, the Hellforge. We have enough armaments now to do this. Here's the thing. I'm going to hold off doing that because I wouldn't be surprised if we get another objective to spend some armaments on the Hellforge. And since it's going to be a while before we get another 100 armaments, I think maybe I want to hold off for that. So let's go ahead and end our turn here. Yeah, okay. Alright, technology research. We got labor quotas, so that's good. Okay, more legendary lore here. This is for Hobgoblin Cutthroats. Arguably the vilest and most treacherous of all the greenskins, Hobgoblins are taller and leaner than ordinary goblins, yet nowhere near as burly and brutal as orcs. Okay, so, like I said, I'll probably read that off camera. There we go. Construct a building from the assembly line chain and a factory settlement to produce armaments. Okay, so that means once I'm done recruiting hobgoblins, I may want to switch this building over to a factory, an armaments factory. But I'm not done recruiting hobgoblins just yet, I don't think. Do we want to try to get our public order under control, or do we want to allow a rebellion to happen? Well, I'll tell you what, we will think about that in the next episode, because I think that's a good place to leave off for this one. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.